Okay, children, I'll be completing this. Then I'll ask you questions very quickly. Let me enter. Hmm. Injured tissue releases a substance. What is the name of the tissue? What is the name of the substance which is released by injured tissue?
Tissue thromboplastin.
Tissue thromboplastin. What are the two factors which are needed now?
Factor 7 and 4.
Factor 7 and factor 4. And
4.
it is this tissue thromboplastin which will release the main product of the first step. And what is the main step, first product of the first step?
Prothrombin activator.
Prothrombin activator. So obviously the prothrombin activator will go and participate in the second step. You know what it is, prothrombin to thrombin, and then thrombin will convert fibrinogen to fibrin. When it is intrinsic beta, then it is not injury from outside. It is that blood comes in contact with the collagen of blood vessels, some damage in the blood vessels. And because of this damage in the blood vessels, the blood has now come in contact with the outermost layer of the blood vessels. Normally what happens is blood flows in the blood vessels, so it is in contact with the inner layer only. But when some damage occurs in the blood vessels, then blood it comes in contact with the outermost layer. And in outermost layer, what is present? Which fibers?
Collagen.
Collagen
Collagen
fibers.
fibers. Normally, when I say blood vessels, I mean arteries and veins. So when your blood is flowing in arteries and veins, it is in contact with the innermost layer beta. The tunica intima, normally we call it as, it is the tunica intima. This layer is a very special layer because it gives frictionless movement to the blood. So normally blood will flow, it is in contact with the innermost layer of blood vessels. That is the tunica intima. This layer is a special layer because there is no friction for the flow of blood in this layer. Clear? And the outermost layer, it is not meant for movement of the blood beta. When I talk about the outermost layer, tunica externa or tunica adventitia, this layer only gives the support and shape to the blood vessels. Its function is not that blood should flow over here. It just gives what? Support and shape. I told you the innermost one, that is tunica intima. What was its function? Frictionless movement of blood. The outermost layer is, just now we did tunica externa. This just gives what? This gives structure and shape to the vessels. Can you guess what the middle layer must be doing? Tunica media. See, tunica media is made up of very special tissues which are elastic tissues. So it maintains or controls the diameter of the blood vessels. No constriction, no expansion. The diameter part, how much diameter has to be maintained? Okay, it is maintained with the help of tunica media. And how tunica media does this? Because it has elastic tissues, so it can adjust accordingly. A little bit idea you have got about blood vessels, children. When I'm talking about blood vessels, I'm talking about arteries and veins. How many layers are there?
3 layers.
3.
Very good. The outermost layer, tunica adventitia, or the other name I just told you, easier one,
Tunica externa.
tunica externa. Normally, blood flows in which layer? Outer, middle, or inner?
Inner.
Inner
The
layer.
inner layer. What was the name of the inner layer?
Tunica intima.
Tunica
Tunica
intima.
intima.
Tunica intima is designed in such a way that blood can flow very easily over there. What is the special feature I told you about tunica intima?
Frictionless movement of blood.
Frictionless movement of blood. There are no rough surfaces in this layer so that blood can flow with the smooth surfaces are there so that there's frictionless movement. That means blood is in contact with which layer? Yes, beta.
Ma'am, which layer is valves?
Beta, the outer one, which is going to give shape and structure. See, when we talk about blood vessels, it is quite different kind of a system, beta. You've got capillaries, veins, so many things are there. If you talk about the vascular system, then one side you have capillaries. But when I talk about blood vessels, then we'll have these three layers, and the outermost layer, that name we just did was, what was the outermost layer? Which will form walls?
Tunica
There was
externa.
one more name. This time I've given you the easier one, the
Tunica
typical name which
externa.
Tunica adventitia.
Yes, tunica adventitia. Can you guess the spelling, somebody? Normally, if you go into good level of biology, you will find this word, tunica adventitia. Externa is for you to remember. ADVENT, advent, ITIA, adventitia. The outer layer is just giving what to the vessels?
Shape.
Yes, it is basically giving shape. And what was the function of the middle layer I told you?
To maintain the diameter.
Correct.
Adjust the diameter of the vessel.
In the diameter. It is able to maintain the diameter because it has which kind of tissues?
Elastic
Elastic.
tissue.
Elastic
Elastic.
tissues.
Now, collagen is present. These collagen threads or collagen fibers are present in which layer?
Tunica adventitia.
Yes. Beta, sometimes if there is a damage to the blood vessels, then blood comes in contact with the outermost layer. There is a damage in the inner layer. So blood crosses from there, it reaches the middle layer. And from middle layer, now it has reached the outer layer. And outer layer contains what? It contains collagen fibers. Beta, if you remember when I started this, I had written slash karke. Let me show you once again so that there is no confusion over here. See this. Injured tissue upon injured platelets. So if your external tissue is getting damaged, that means we are talking about which pathway?
Extrinsic part.
Extrinsic pathway. And if your platelets are getting damaged, then we are talking about which pathway?
Intrinsic pathway.
Intrinsic pathway. Intrinsic.
So there is some problem in the blood platelets. That means in the blood vessels. And blood vessels, what is the problem which has happened? The problem is that blood has come in contact with the outermost layer. And the outermost layer was containing what? Which
Collagen
fibers?
fibers.
Collagen.
Collagen. Now, as soon as blood comes in contact with collagen fibers, this pathway starts off. Intrinsic factor 12, which is normally inactive, now becomes active. Active 12 converts inactive 11 to active 11. Active 11 converts inactive 9 to active 9. Active 9 converts inactive 4 to active 4. And active 4 converts inactive 10 to active 10. Finally, active 10 converts inactive 5 to active 5. Beta, if you cannot learn this sequence, there is no need to learn. It is not given in any of your books. It is just given that some factors are involved. If you want to learn a little bit, you just learn the factors. No need to learn the sequence also. Fine. And the final product, what you're getting is the prothrombin activator. Now, what will prothrombin activator do after step 2? In step 2, what will prothrombin activator do?
Convert the prothrombin into
It will help
thrombin.
in the conversion of prothrombin to thrombin.
Do we need some things, the presence of some things for this?
Prothrombin
Calcium ions
activator.
or sector
and
4.
Calcium ions and prothrombin activators.
Very good. Calcium ions, when I say, I mean which factor?
Factor 4.
4.
Factor 4. So what is the final product of step 2, children?
Thrombin.
Thrombin.
Thrombin. And when I talk about step 3, what is the step 3? What is being converted to what?
Fibrinogen into fibrin.
Fibrin to fibrin.
Fibrinogen is which kind of a protein?
Soluble protein.
Soluble
Soluble
protein.
protein.
Yes, it is a soluble protein. And it converts into an insoluble protein. First, it converts into what? Polymers or monomers?
Monomers.
Monomer.
Monomers.
So the last step that you have, it should be done in 2 steps. It should be written in 2 steps. First is fibrinogen, that is insoluble, converts into fibrin soluble monomers. And then you will put on the arrow and write polymerization. And then after polymerization, what you're getting is this. This is what you call as fibrin threads. In this process, which factor is required in the last step?
13.
13 factor.
Factor 13. And then we can describe this, that this was a damaged cell and injured vessel. This clot is formed over here. 2 more names of clots that I just discussed with you.
Thrombus,
or
coagulum.
Thrombose and coagulum. Can I have the spelling of thrombose?
THROMBOSE.
Yes, it is thrombose. And the second is, what is it? It is coagulum.
COAGULum.
Yes, COAGULUM. Anybody is confident giving me all the 3 steps very quickly?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, tell me the first step. It's not on the screen. Start.
Ma'am, in first step, prothrombin activator is formed from two pathways that are extrinsic and intrinsic pathway. In the second step, prothrombin converts to thrombin in the presence of prothrombin activator and calcium ions. In third step, fibrinogen, which is a soluble protein, converts into fibrin, which is a monomer, in the presence of thrombin. And then fibrin converts to fibrin thread, which is a polymer, and this process is known as polymerization.
Excellent. Too good. Now, can anybody tell me the extrinsic and intrinsic sub-steps of the first step? Anybody? Extrinsic and intrinsic. Only the first step. You have to tell me till the production of activator. Anybody? Extrinsic first? Anybody? Intrinsic, I know you'll not be able to do because you'll get messed up with the factors. Can you try telling me about the extrinsic one? Nobody.
Ma'am, I can.
Okay. Try. Start.
Ma'am, there is an injured tissue, and when there is injured tissue, there is a substance released, which is thromboplastin, and then factor 7, which is calcium, is released, and prothrombin activator is formed. And then the second step starts.
Okay. Everything was fine or anything went wrong in the entire process? Fine. Can you name any 3-4 factors which are involved in intrinsic pathway? Just the name of certain factors.
Factor
12,
12,
11, 10,
12,
9,
11, 9, 10, 5, 4.
9, 11, 10, 5, and 4.
So basically many are involved. This is all about blood clotting, children. From tomorrow, we'll be starting a complicating part of the chapter, that is human circulatory system. We'll have to do the entire circulatory system, arteries, veins, structures, ECG. This is the last part of the chapter. But this is double circulation, cardiac activity. It is not going to be rote learning part now. It will be all conceptual part. So please be regular for your classes, beta. Okay? Now is your class time getting over. God bless you. Keep revising this topic. Okay? You can
Thank
leave
you,
the
ma'am.
meeting.
Thank you,
God
ma'am.
Thank you,
bless you.
ma'am.
God bless you all.